Hi everyone, happy Sunday afternoon. If you're seeing this when I send it out, hope everyone's enjoying a nice weekend. As I have, we've had a nice little time this weekend here. Just going to give a quick update about what's going on for us this week ahead as we approach Christmas break after in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. This holiday season we're enjoying now, and of course some school stuff to be thinking about. First of all, the remote day last week is really the only big notes I had. Kids seem to do a great job. No major problems coming on or off logging in. And hopefully that wasn't too stressful from the home side of things. As far as I could tell with Miss Cole and myself, it went really well. Kids really did a great job practicing muting and unmuting so they can speak when called on and things like that. So I think everything turned out pretty well. The kids are getting really adapted to and adept at using those tablets in the classroom as well. I've been really impressed with kind of the independence that that's sort of allowed them to gain as we go through our various bits of work. So other big note, just there's 2 full weeks from here until Christmas break. A lot of what I'm going to do this week heading into next week is going to be geared toward getting to a good finishing point for all the classes before we hit that nice long break that I'm sure we're all looking forward to. That we'll get into soon. So we'll kind of do some work this week and then lead into the next week and maybe take a couple quizzes toward the end of that week before we celebrate the beginning of Christmas without school ahead of us. So 2 weeks, 10 straight school days until then. So let's make it a good one. As we are getting into that Christmas spirit, I suppose, I'm definitely looking forward to that now. Today, I'm up at my parents in Lebanon, and it's nice to be able to come up and visit here. And there's ever since before I was born, we've always gone to a tree farm out here to get a tree. So we did that again this year. Here's just a couple of pictures of me and the family. It's really great for me to that my kids really enjoy doing it and kind of the magic of walking through the farm and picking out a good tree. There's kind of slim pickings this year. They've been pretty busy the last couple of years, and as a result, there's not too many beautiful, glorious trees to choose from. But we found a pretty good one that we like, and it's maybe a little smaller than we like to usually have, but there's a couple of pictures of us enjoying our time there. Okay, so into what we're going to cover this week, just real quick in math, we're going to officially get into actually working and solving problems with decimals. Kids have done a great job comparing decimals, rounding decimals last week, and all the work with just naming place values and understanding how those place values work. We're building up the understanding and the confidence to be able to do the work we're going to get into soon this week, where we actually do work on adding and subtracting decimals. All along the way this year, I've been really impressed with how well the kids have been kind of taking my instruction well and avoiding the common errors or misconceptions that can happen. They've really been pretty spot on and taking it in stride and doing a great job learning these sort of new-ish feeling things with our math. So hats off to you kids. Thanks for your hard work. This week we are actually going to really dive deep into the problem solving stuff we can do when we get to adding and subtracting those decimals. So that'll be math. In science class, we've been getting into our space learning, which has been a lot of fun. A lot of good questions, a lot of good discussions and demonstrations and things as we've started talking about space, which is always probably the most enjoyable for me to teach because, again, it's really neat, fun stuff to learn, and it's also a lot of times new and kind of eye-opening things we're learning that the kids are kind of taking in for the first time and starting to grasp some of these big concepts. We talked a lot about the sun, earth, and moon system is how we started out, and talked about the day and night cycle and also how gravity pulls on the sun, gravity pulls on the earth, and we're in our orbit because we're going at a very high rate of speed around the sun as we make our journey throughout the year. That's kind of some of the fun stuff we talk about. This week, we'll also kind of take that, where we've kind of started off with the basic understandings, and talk about how we have the seasons here on Earth as a result of our movement or our positioning around the sun as we progress throughout each year. So it's kind of neat. We're starting off with really talking about the things we can observe, the sun and the moon that we can see in the sky. We certainly experience day and night on a daily basis. So we're sort of starting to take those things we sort of take for granted, really, and then use that as our starting point to start learning about the things we study in space. So we'll continue on with that into this week. We might start learning about the solar system in the next lesson. I'm not sure if we'll get to it by the end of this week, but definitely into next week. That'll be the next journey on our space adventure. So we got that going on. And then finally, just in English, we're working on English with working on end marks and the mechanics we can do, a sentence structure, working on just capitals and periods. Kids are doing a great job. This is really more for like the clearer communication, sort of like what we talked about in math, putting a fraction in simplest form is the best way to show an answer. In English, proper punctuation and capitals and end marks are appropriate in ways of if you have a reader reading your writing, and that's what we'll work on. So this week we'll also cover commas in a series, which is just list of commas and when to position them, and quotation marks as well. So the kids have been doing pretty well with that, and we're looking forward to more. And that's going to about cover it. So I hope you guys have a great weekend as we finish, and then a great week ahead of us coming up soon. And I will see you then. Can't wait to see you again. Thanks. Bye.